back to Spekd. Today we're going to be looking at Warhammer Conquest issue number 39. Yes, I've been waiting a while. Yes, the plague tank went out before that. But this I've been saving for a particular reason. I don't know how I really want to paint this guy up. Either for the Sons of Phoenix or for Blood Angels. But let's get this open up and have a look at the sprue. Okay, taking a closer look at that sprue there. Some lovely detail. Hopefully I can gain some insight to think about how I want to paint this up. You've got two heads there. That's nice, and this is an individual character, so obviously this is about £22 or £20 thereabouts. So to see this individually on its own and just as a model on the magazine, $7.99, that's pretty tasty. Sprue's looking clean there, no defects. I'm just looking it over, and that just looks fine. So what I'm gonna have to do is think about if I want to paint this up for Sons of Phoenix, which I think I will. The Sons of Phoenix, I'm gonna go for that for this. So I might not paint it up in this video. We'll see that in a future video, but either way, I will get it done. So let's move on to the magazine. Okay, so let's have a look here. The artwork looking nice. We know it's going to be a model because they've got a live piece of footage there, or taking a live picture rather than painted artwork. So let's get some history, some info. We're not going to have much in the way of building, etc. So we should have quite a lot of lore, as I mentioned there. There you go, fantastic. So we've got the lore, we've got the Primaris captain. We're going to have the details about it, build guide, and we're going to get some combat in there. Now I have been playing those combats, and if you haven't seen, I've started off the first, I think it's currently at 10 combats. Go back, have a look, they are so much fun, it's well worth it. So Captain Sicarius, this is the guy which works for the Ultramarines, pretty much known as like a one-of-a-kind, special than everybody else. He is a special snowflake. I will not talk much more about him because he belongs to the Ultramarines, even though that is a thing. You can see there war gear info, weaponry, and what he's about. You know, he's a special one. I'm surprised that he didn't end up being the leader of the chapter master for the Ultramarines. I'm actually quite surprised. So we've got a bit of lore there. He has some very ornate armor there. It's really nice there. You can see like all the purity seals, even the leather kind of designs there. I'll have to alter that, the Ultramarine logos. I'll see what I can do. But it's nice seeing the war gear laid out there. We're getting to see Roticus Rainfather, and this is Demon Nurgle, which is kind of new to the model range, which is one of the older ones there, which is, well, I say new to the range, but one of the older demons, so to speak, which is mage based. When I say mage, magic based. Let's get this right. So I like this statement here, look, humming merrily. Even that alone tells you that he enjoys what he's doing, as gross as he looks. I mean, look at those maggots coming out of his mouth. I mean, that's just not on. I've just lost appetite. No rice for me. I should have warned you in the meantime. Okay, let's continue having a look here. So we got the Gnarl Rod, which is his staff of focus. These rods are like corrupted trees which are grown in the Nurgle's garden. So it's where there's lots of life, putrefaction, disease, decay, life. It's like a constant cycle. And that is actually like an old tree. That's how large these creatures are. So that's pretty cool. I haven't thought about buying one of those models yet. I think I'm going to focus on getting the Mortarion first, as I'm liking the way that the Death Guard army is looking. So Ages of Mankind, we're seeing the expansion and history there, which goes in our history section there, which is really good. Got the Age of Technology they're talking about. I'll give that a good read. Fleets of the Space Marines, and we can see the battles, the battle fleets of the Adeptus Astartes. We're talking about space battles, and they actually have a game for this. Battle Fleet Gothica. Not only is it on PC, but they also have an actual tabletop game. It does look interesting, and it really reminds me of the Epic range, where you have like the small kind of vehicles. It's kind of like small scale, whereas everything's massive. I mean, if you had one of these on the tabletop, it would be the minimum, the size of your room, in comparison to the rest of these Space Marines. They're like cities in space. They're just massive. And one of the most fun tactics I see with these, not only can they destroy planets, I mean, that's the arsenals and ordnance that they have, but one of the things they tend to do a lot with these is ram other vessels of the same size. and have like lots of boarding actions and stuff. So it's almost like pirate based, and pirate based spaceships is great. Now I will say the battles that I'm running is based on one of the strike cruisers, and how the strike cruiser's been boarded by Nurgle, and how they're being fought back, and the battle's going to and fro. And right now, Space Marines are currently winning at this point, not by very much. But yeah, it's been really well balanced, and I've actually quite enjoyed it. So this is the build section. We're going to need some glue for that, need your clippers. Try and make sure you clean off your mold lines. I've been taking more time to do so. So if you have noticed some of my molds in the past, they might have had mold lines, and I'm now getting used to kind of removing them properly and taking that time. And I've even found when it comes hobby time now, I'm actually taking more time to just take time to paint each individual model, rather than kind of almost batch kind of painting them. It's handy for infantry, it's handy for, you know, just elite troops, but I'm taking the mindset that I have for individual characters to the whole army, and I'm getting so much more from the hobby itself. Yes, I do know about contrast paints. I haven't had my hands on them yet. I haven't used them. I might give them a go. Right now, I don't think there's been enough in development or people using them yet for me to be able to form a kind of thorough opinion yet. You know, when we start seeing the special techniques they're being used for, then I'll be interested. I mean, there is a video on spekdyt, on Next Level Paint, I should say, from Kenny Boucher, and he shows you the comparative of painting up a model with airbrush versus contrast paints, and the difference is very significant, and he's a very skilled painter. But you can see it still needs work. It's still in development, but it's okay. I mean, you know, each their own. I suppose then again, any way to get models onto the table fairly quickly is fairly good. Anyway, back to the magazine at hand. So we're looking at all the colours they've brought together quite nicely, and this is its own painting section. So I think you can complete the painting of this model with all the paints that you have. Helmet here, the crest, it talks about painting white over the red. I mean, you could do that the other way around though, and then just tidy up afterwards. It'd probably be a lot easier because it would take more layers of white to be able to paint over. Or you could start off with the rack half and then move up, because it's quite a thick paint. You've got shading techniques there. Shading, yeah, don't go over the whole thing when you're shading. Just resolve the areas that you need to. You can see right there. Otherwise it kind of damages the cape. It takes away from its natural highlighting, and you get kind of almost like a staining effect. It's not very good. For Nurgle models, it works, but for Ultramarines and others, they need to be clean. Now this is really good. They're showing you information on the bear head here. So they're going through the process of painting it. I probably would start off all that Mephiston red first, as you can see there, and then paint around the outside. It'll probably make more sense. Now, this is what I'm after. Okay, seize the beacons. Man, I just wish that says seize the bacon, sizzle the bacon. Bacon. Anyway, look. So we have the storyline progression, network error. We've only got one battle. In the beginning of the Conquest battles, they tend to have like your first battle, and then they have additional rules to allow you to try new things. With these, what I would suggest is you might not get the additional rules, but you could do yourself a favour and use a different army if you've already got models to do so, and that could be fun to see what happens. Okay, so we've got our armies there. We've got a Foul Blightspawn, 12 Pox Walkers, Tainted Cohort, Malefic Blighthauler, 5 Plague Marines, versus Primaris Chaplain, Captain, 5 Intercessors, 3 Aggressors, 3 Hellblasters. I'm going to go with the Space Marines on that one, but we'll see. You can tell me below what you think on who would win for this. Captain stat block there, looking kind of nice there, some nice weapons. What I would like to see is, even though they've got this little picture here, I'd like to see cards like for the Apocalypse that they have, where they have the units and characters. I would like to see that for 40k, so you just have the cards, kind of like Age of Sigmar, where you have the character cards. It's really good. Okay, there's your objective markers. So these are things you're chasing down. It's strange that they only put 5. I would like to see 6, so you can play for large games. But look at that. Really expanded. Nice. So next issue, We have our paints, Liberator Gold, Stormhost Silver and Wild Rider Red. I would swear by these two. Okay, if you need to pop your model to make those edges look clean and sharp, as you've seen in all of my models, I use these two just to highlight extra. Even on gold, I go straight past Liberator Gold, go straight to Stormhost, and it's worth it. Plague Burst Crawler, we've seen the weathering effects that I use. We've seen the sponge in there. Check that video out. It is fun and it is really quick. You want to get this on your table as fast as you can, and go from there. Overall, this has been a good episode, a good issue. You know, I have to look at a bit of lore and history. The character itself has got like a bit of a funny reputation, but it is a good character. I like the artwork there. I even like the detail in there to prepare you for what you can do. And it's been pretty good. Well, this has been Spekd. I've enjoyed this issue. I hope you enjoy this issue. Take care, have a look at the model, and PC out.
Okay, so this is a model at hand. It came with a few options, 2 head options and a hand pointing option there. So it's not painted, full disclosure. I'm still deciding whether to keep it as a Blood Angel or paint it up for the Phoenix, Sons of the Phoenix. I think I'm going for Sons of the Phoenix now that I'm looking at it again up close. I mean, there are a couple of knocks there that need to be cleaned up, but that'd be fine. That's through. There's some nice decorative armour, and I think that more suits the Sons of the Phoenix. So I'll get that painted up for that. I think overall it's a nice model. If you're wondering what happened to my little table, unfortunately, it ran down. So I need to get a new one. The rotator. Now, for those of you that know the Stalker pattern bolt gun and the auto rifle, I have actually combined the two together. There's another option that they gave you. It's a bit cheeky, you can see there. So I've just snipped it and put that in, and the plastic glue they give you is good enough to kind of melt the plastic, make it soft enough. That'll work. Okay, so I'll get that painted up for future. Other projects have gotten in the way, as you probably see in the background of this little section. And if not, let's just say stuff for Shadow Sphere needs to be done now. So this has been Spekd. Hope you enjoyed your time. PC out.